Okay, so let's talk some horror news. So I was planning to release a video for The Boys today on season 4, episode 4. That video went nowhere. I will talk about that another time. But we're here to talk about some horror news. So if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. We have a video on the Nosferatu trailer, which just dropped. We're going to cover it briefly in this video, but I go more in depth in that video. Also, check out our video on Longlegs and Maxine's first 6 minutes. But this is where we're going to be discussing some of the bigger news that dropped as well, a little bit faster. We will have some separate videos for all of these subjects later on, so stay tuned. But before we get further, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell. On the road to 35,000 subscribers, we are so close to that and can't wait to reach it. But let's get into this first reactions for Ty West's Maxine, which just had a screening last night. So I went out to the X re-release earlier this week, and in my mind I said, yes, we're gonna have Maxine play. Like, they're gonna come out and say, you're watching Maxine, and yeah, you thought you were watching X, and I was there seated, but we didn't watch it. Turns out that happened in Los Angeles last night. Makes sense, right? But I thought in my head that what they were gonna do was a Beau is Afraid Midsommar thing, where Midsommar was supposed to play the director's cut and then they played Beau is Afraid, but that wasn't the case. No luck for me. Let's talk about some of the first reactions that came out last night after the film screened for the first time. So during a Q&A, Ty West and Lily Collins came out to say, you're not watching Pearl, you're watching Maxine right now. And here are some of the things we have seen being tweeted and reacted to. So fandom writer Lon Harris says, Maxine rules, my favorite entry in the XXX trilogy, a glorious epic salute to the history of cinematic LA sleaze in all of its forms. Like an 80s horror take on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a few of the loudest pops I've heard from a theater in a while. Gets me very excited, honestly. There's some users on Twitter that wrote, so I saw Maxine today at the Vista and I can tell you guys it was a pretty good movie. Felt like I was holding my breath for like pretty much the whole movie. Somebody else said, y'all know how much I love 80s B movies. Maxine pays homage to those films and love so much. What a rad fucking film. We also see Perry Nemiroff from Collider writing, just like the first two films, Maxine is oozing with reverence and enthusiasm for cinema and the evolution of it. The assured quality of West filmmaking continues to wow me. Mia Goth also continues to deliver exquisite work. It doesn't take long for her to take your breath away with her performance in this one. She's also surrounded by a rather large supporting ensemble, and I couldn't believe how many of them make such a big impression, especially when some only get mere minutes of screen time. So to what Perry says that it doesn't take long for her to take your breath away, I really do believe that, because I saw the first 6 minutes of Maxine after the X re-release, and there is a scene right at the beginning where Maxine's auditioning, and it's some of Mia's best work, auditioning for a movie in a movie. So honestly, I can really see that. We also have Courtney Howard from Variety saying Maxine is a blast. Mia Goth is powerhouse perfection. Kevin Bacon in sleazeball mode, seersucker suit and gold grin, leans full tilt into De Palma and Friedkin's inspos, paying homage to the slasher and video nasties. How's this the best use of St. Elmo's Fireman in motion? So honestly, these reactions, these reviews, I'm so ready for Maxine. We'll be watching it in 2 weeks, so very excited to see how that's gonna be. So very, very, very excited for that. But last night, we also had the Nosferatu trailer premiering for The Bike Riders, which is currently out in theaters. So 2 films from Focus Features. Focus Features decided we're not gonna release a Nosferatu trailer just yet. I can kind of see it coming into online on Tuesday, but the only way to see it right now is if you go see The Bike Riders. So it played before The Bike Riders. I talked about it already, the description of it and all of that. Go check out that video if you want. But I'm very excited for this Robert Eggers film, which is starring Lily Rose Depp playing Ellen Hutter, Nicholas Hoult playing Thomas Hutter, her husband, and you have in here Willem Dafoe playing a professor who is looking for Nosferatu, it seems. And of course, Count Orlok Nosferatu being played by Bill Skarsgård. So go check out that video. I go more in depth into that trailer and everything that was shown. Now, here's an interesting new film that is coming to us on January 2nd, 2026, and it is in the same universe as Megan. So from Blumhouse and Atomic Monster, we will have a new film called Soulmate. Kate Dolan, who did You Are Not My Mother, will direct the film, and Dolan actually rewrote the original draft, which was written by Raphael Jordan. So this new movie says, in this erotic thriller, a man acquires an artificially intelligent android to cope with the loss of his recently deceased wife. In an attempt to create a truly sentient partner, he inadvertently turns a harmless love bot into a deadly soulmate. The film is in the tradition of the 90s domestic thrillers, but with a modern technological twist. So interesting here that they're trying to put this into the same universe as Megan. There is a sequel to Megan that is going to be coming out next next year, and this film would come right after, but it sounds like they are trying to build a sort of deadly android universe here, so interested to see what that's going to be. So I think that we definitely are getting to a point in our society where these dystopian AI type movies are getting a little bit close to home, especially with AI and all of that. So I'm kind of curious about this Soulmate one because there's been some technology introduced that wants to do this, and it sounds like an interesting idea to me. We'll see how it does, but let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. So I want to do a whole video on this because there's so much information on it, but Epic Universe is a new land coming to Universal Studios Orlando that's going to have like How to Train Your Dragon. It's going to have a new Harry Potter thing. It's going to have some more animation stuff, but it also will have Dark Universe, which has the Universal monsters. So I'm very interested in it. They released a video talking about it and all of that, but I'm going to make a whole in-depth video for that over the weekend. Stay tuned for that. So if you love theme parks, if you love to talk about horror stuff and all of that, that's a video you don't want to miss out this weekend. I'll probably release it on Sunday because I do want to make more theme park type videos because I love going to theme parks, and that's something I want to introduce to the channel. Maybe some vlogs in the future, so stay tuned. But it says, explore a village ravaged by the wrath of unearthly creatures and the monstrous experiments of Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. Dark Universe is a shadowy world where the unknown lurks around every corner. Apparently, you're going to have a couple of rides here, some experiences with the monsters walking around the land, and some restaurants as well. This sounds insane, and I can't wait to dive deeper into it. Let's talk about the new A24 horror film with Brandy, where she faces off an evil, racist mother-in-law. The Front Room. In this film that is directed by the Eggers brothers, who are the brothers of Robert Eggers, you have Brandy starring as she tries to sort of get a little bit of more information on this stepmother that has just come into her and her husband's life that doesn't seem to want the best interest for her specifically. The synopsis reads, follows a young, newly pregnant couple forced to take in an ailing stepmother who has long been estranged from the family. And this looks very terrifying in an uncanny way. I get Hereditary vibes from it right from the get-go, but hopefully it goes in a different direction and surprises us all. This film will be out in September. Very excited to check this one out. And our last piece of news is with Longlegs director Osgood Perkins' next film, which is going to come from us by Neon. James Wan is producing this one and Osgood is directing. It is based on a Stephen King short story of the same name, The Monkey. The release date is February 21st, 2025, with Theo James, Tatiana Maslany, Elijah Wood, and Christian Convery starring in this. It says, in The Monkey, when twin brothers Hal and Bill discover their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start occurring all around them. The brothers decide to throw the monkey away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years. But when the mysterious deaths begin again, the brothers must reunite to find a way to destroy the monkey for good, before it takes the lives of everyone close to them. So very interested in this. We have the little poster that dropped, which looks very menacing. The monkey right there in all of its glory. And it's a short story by Stephen King. Osgood Perkins is writing and directing. And Theo James, Tatiana Maslany, Elijah Wood, Christina Convery, Colin O'Brien, Rohan Campbell, and Sarah Levy starring in this. I'm excited. That sounds interesting, and Longlegs just looks so good that I'm definitely Osgood Perkins pilled right now to watch whatever they do next. But we're excited for all of these things. Let me know what you're most excited for. What do you think about the first reactions to Maxine? What do you think about the Nosferatu trailer if you watched it? Are you excited for The Monkey? Comment it all down below, and I'll see all of you next time. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. 35,000 is our goal. Check out all our other videos. Our Longlegs deep dive is pretty extensive, so you don't want to miss out on that, as well as Maxine. And we'll be watching Maxine in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for our first reactions then. But as always, that's going to do it for me. As always, you can follow us on our website, www.culturalextra.com, as well as our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all provided down below. And I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.